One weekend of auction clearance rates means the property sector is rebounding. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, I'm Florian Heise and welcome to another episode of Heise Says. I've got my morning stein of coffee and I thought we would look at this article from the ABC. It's to do with property markets showing green shoots or positive. So get in, quick, rush, buy. Definitely, yep, you got to. Believe what they're saying. Get those mortgages, people. Can you tell I'm a bit cynical about it, guys? Can you? Maybe I'm not being subtle enough. So, property markets showing green shoots, but is it enough to call it a rebound? Let me know in the comments before we go any further if you think it's a rebound. Because, just if one sector of the entire economy is slightly going up without any other signs that it's improving, I would theorycraft and hazard a guess that no, it's not a rebound. Now, a dead cat bounce is one of the terms that is used in trading. Look that up if you need to know what it is, because that's what a lot of people are calling this. There are new signs the property market could be on the rebound, with small price rises in Australia's two largest cities. There is a turnaround in sentiment in Sydney and Melbourne markets. Eliza Owen, a research analyst from Domain, told 7:30. Okay, from Domain. So you've got to take that into account. I think if you're looking to sell, you might be getting a better price for your property than you did at the beginning of 2019. But it's not across the whole market just yet. Over the last quarter, the high-end housing market was up 2% in Melbourne and 1.8% in Sydney, according to Domain. From when? From the last quarter? But what if it's gone down all those other quarters? It's always generally been said that the high end of the market moves first, particularly in Sydney and Melbourne, Ms. Owen said. It doesn't hold across all cities, but generally we expect the high end of the market leads and provides an indicator of what other markets can do in the future. Then it flows to the outer suburbs and the plebs. We get it then, we get it later. It could be another 6 months or another year before the upswing is realized in areas further from the CBD and on the fringe of the metropolitan. Okay, so 6 months to a year. What can happen in that time period? Just think, how many tweets can Trump send out that can decimate parts of the economy in 6 months to a year? Frankly, this seems a little far-fetched to me. I mean, we'll jump here. We'll have a look at. Hang on, I will bring up. Got it here. Let's look at just some. These are the auction clearance rates. 83% Victoria, 83% New South Wales. So they've gone up, but you've got to look at the total numbers. And this is up from when I last looked at it on Saturday night. Slightly. But look at the Australian economic indicators we've got here. The currency is, heading down. We can see here. Oh, that's a 4-hour graph. Let's look at a 1-month graph. There you go. Currency is trending down. Stock market, it's gone up daily, but it went down a lot yesterday. Bonds are up. So our growth rate is, GDP growth rate. Last 0.4, previous 0.2, so it's slightly up. The quarterly forecast, but where's it going? Where is it going? Nothing here is screaming rebound or screaming that the economy is heading right up. It's not getting any better. Look at the change from PMI, manufacturing and services PMI, which is frankly a huge part of our economy. Look at the difference there from the previous to there. So it's gone down. It's actually below 50 point in the index, which is not a good sign. It's not screaming confidence. I mean, the last consumer confidence we looked at from Westpac Economics and the Melbourne Institute jumped up slightly. I still think that has to do with consumer spending resulting from the tax refund that everyone got. But we'll see. So when I see one element of the entire big picture shooting up, I'm skeptical about it. I mean, that doesn't mean it may not be the time if you're planning to sell or if you need to sell to quickly take advantage of this shall we say, increase in return you might achieve. But it wouldn't be, causing. You wouldn't want to get into an emotional state where you make a decision based purely on this piece of information. You want to look at everything in consideration if you're buying. seek professional advice. Don't listen to the real estate agents. In Perth and Darwin, for example, property prices are still falling. And even though economic indicators in those mining-related markets are starting to turn around, we don't see property prices picking up just yet, Miss Owen said. Are they? Are they? Let's jump back here and look at the commodities. What do we got here? Uranium? Oh, uranium's up slightly, but iron and coal are pretty low. Last time I checked, iron ore $87. Wow, coal $66. So I guess you could say it's, yeah. Maybe I'm watching it too closely for what is coming through in the real estate sector. There would be a delay flow through. According to figures from CoreLogic in June, see, this is the problem. We've got all these people that think they can manage and control the economy, but they're doing it all on outdated data. Anyway, in June, values across Sydney ticked up 0.1%, while in Melbourne they rose 0.2%. That doesn't even sound impressive. Hobart saw a rise of 0.2%. I mean, 0 point anything is not an impressive increase. There we go, we're just lucky. Lorinda and David Smith could feel the change in sentiment when they sold their home in Melbourne's east on the weekend for just over $1 million. We got higher than expected. We had to sit down because it was just blowing us away, Miss Smith told 7:30. We expected the bidding to start out quite low, but it started out right at the top, and it just went crazy from there. So amazing, Mr. Smith added. Well, I wouldn't say their result is typical. We expected the bid. Yep, I've already read that. We're just lucky that we live in an area that seems to be coming back a little bit. We feel real fortunate about that. But Miss Owen said the tentative rebound will be tempered by the national economy. The fact that we have sluggish income growth, sluggish economic growth, this means it's going to temper the nature of this upswing. Well, yeah. Yep, I think so. So here we go. Here's the piece that's designed to manipulate young people into jumping in, get those 0% or 1%, take advantage of, the 1% cash rate. In Brisbane, the possibility of a turnaround is putting pressure on, Illyra and Tom, who are looking to buy a 4-bedroom house. They're hoping to snag up a bargain before the market turns. But Brisbane hasn't fallen that much compared to the other states. It really hasn't. We are conscious of the market and we're trying to keep an eye on things to make sure we get a good deal, Miss Stenning said. They currently own an apartment, a section of the property market that mostly remains in the doldrums. If we were to rush to sell, if we had to sell our apartment now, I'd be very, very concerned, Miss Stenning said. But sellers in Queensland South East will probably need to be patient. Graham Leakes listed his Ipswich home for sale 3 months ago. One offer fell through because of a lack of finance. Well, that is Ipswich. Ipswich it's a challenging market at the moment out there. I'm sure we could sell in a week if we had the right money on it, like bargain basement stuff. But to get the price you want, you have to wait a while. Well, yeah. Yep, that's true. So guys, do you think the sector is rebounding? Do you think we're going to have a flip? I mean, let's look at these auction rates, clearance rates. Queensland 43%. Look at that, nearly over 10 times private sales. Private sales in New South Wales 4 times more, double the number of private sales to auctions in Victoria. Tasmania 181 times the private sales to auctions. So Western Australia, look at the difference there. I wonder how many of these private sales are bank foreclosures. That'd be interesting to see, particularly in a lot of these areas. I don't know. To me, it doesn't feel like a rebound. If we look at just the indicators for Australia, there's not much other positive news out there for Australia and the economy. So could it just be a temporary little jump because of really the shock of lower cash rates? So more people have affordability, so they're rushing to take advantage of it while they can? Perhaps. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Like, share and subscribe, and I will see you all again later today. Take care.